So there seems to be this growing sentiment in 2026 that passive income isn't real or that it's not a viable option for people to make an actual living off of. So I reject that completely. And so I just wanted to share with you guys 11 passive income streams that you could start today in 2026 in today's landscape and have it overtake your salary so that you're not dependent on a job because jobs these days are not stable. People are going through layoffs left and right all the time, and wages have just been stagnant as everything continues to go up in price. So here's a way to either supplement or really to overtake so that you're free from a job, free from the shackles of being stagnant with your wage. And so, yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so the first one, we're obviously on it right now. This is the one I choose to do, which is YouTube or social media. So obviously YouTube lets you share with their ad revenue. So anytime someone clicks on the ad or they're shown an ad, anything that YouTube gets paid, you're getting like 55% of it or 45% of it. And people make millions of dollars just doing YouTube, specifically long form content. So this is my chosen way of doing things. That's what I like to do. And if it's something that you think you could see yourself doing, I suggest you do it as well. But yeah, all you have to do is keep posting, and eventually you will make enough money that it will overtake your income, and you don't have to rely on a job. So if something unfortunate happens, you get laid off, someone tries to fire you, someone gets out to you, whatever, you're okay still. Number two is a blogging website. So YouTube is obviously owned by Google. Google obviously does sites, search sites. So when people were searching for terms, they used to land on web pages, and those traffic would be monetized either by programmatic ads, which are just companies advertising with advertisements that would show up on your website. That's still a traditional business model, and it's the same thing as YouTube. Instead of doing videos, you're just doing blogs or you're doing articles. That still completely works. And then obviously with that traffic, you can sell them things, you can direct them to other places, collect commissions, whatever it is. So blogging still works. I think that with the invention of ChatGPT, LLMs, and stuff like that, maybe there's less and less traffic going there. But then again, I still personally look at like Forbes every single day, TechCrunch every single day. I look at TMZ every single day. So there are still people who like go to sites and consume the content, which you can then monetize with those same means. Along those lines, and this is what I couple with my YouTube, I have a daily newsletter, but a newsletter is really just an email list. So these are, again, your own viewership, readership, ownership, audience that you have direct communication with and that you can grant other people access to. So within a daily newsletter, you can obviously charge them a subscription in order to subscribe. So there's a living right there. If you have $10 news subscription and you have 10,000 people subscribe to it, that's $100,000 a month. Which is honestly in the world of 9 billion people, that's not like a crazy thing to think about or to achieve. There's even advertising, you can do sponsored posts, there's all kinds of ways to do that. So just creating a daily newsletter, for me, I just wrap up everything because I make YouTube videos all day. So I post my YouTube videos that I made that day as as my daily newsletter. Then I also have my things that I sell. That's another thing we're going to get into. And then you could have your sponsored posts and your advertisements and your affiliate income. So there's so many ways to monetize it. It's just about the amount of readership that you have. But a daily newsletter, an email list, which is again based on writing, if you're not someone who's into video, perfect way to create a passive income business. Do you have to do it every day? Daily newsletter? Yeah. But the point is, the past newsletters are the ones that are going to keep bringing in traffic and bringing in money. Because I do mine on Substack, so it keeps getting views whether or not I keep posting or not. Selling any product with paid ads. So paid ads is obviously done with like Facebook or Instagram or Google, traffic junkies. There's different sites, but it's something that happens automatically. You have to monitor it, but it's not like a full-time you're going to be in the zone or you don't make money type of thing. Like you can let it run and it will bring in money every single day. And so it really comes down to trial and error. You're going to find a winning ad for a winning offer and a winning product, and then you just kind of just let it run. And then you just try to replicate that again, come up with different angles, come up with different ways to go about selling the same thing. But that's another way where you can make passive income. Just take your salary money, put it towards some ads, let the ads run. Hopefully it's making a profit based on like what it is you're selling. You have to be careful because you can lose money on this, but again, you're just checking to make sure, like, if it's unprofitable, you just turn it off and then try another ad or try another offer or try another deal. 5, music royalties. Now, obviously, there's a huge sentiment that music doesn't make money, and it is tough for people to make money in music if they don't know what they're doing. There are tons of people who make lots of money in music because they know what they're doing. And the biggest point with that is I like to think about the EDM model, which is, like nightclubs and clubbings and DJs and stuff like that. They use the system of labels and all that to promote the music, and they collect publishing, which is 15% of all the money that's made. And then they also collect on the masters, which is like, let's see, a 50-50 split. So the point being, if you have one song that takes off, or even if you have a bunch of songs that don't take off but do moderately well, you can make a full-time income. You'll get half of the royalties from the splits, from all the money made from streaming. And then on publishing also, whenever someone else makes their own version of the same song that you made, you're getting paid from them. So it all adds up, and it's another way to have passive income streams. And again, you can even tie that into YouTube, tie that into having a daily newsletter, tie that into selling some sort of digital product online with paid ads, all based on the music. So it all kind of fits together, and you start to see how this can be a powerful flywheel of you making actual passive income. Next one, vibe code SaaS. Obviously, vibe coding is like a huge thing. People are able to code now just using AI, which is incredible. This allows you to create subscription apps that you can sell. And how are you going to sell it? Well, with the paid ads that we talked about, or with YouTube that we talked about. But yeah, so you could definitely vibe code SaaS. I have some vibe coded SaaS sites that are bringing in me money. I just found some other competition that I can do something similar with. I created a little different, angle towards it, or a different level of competition. I saw what the issues where their stuff was, and I fixed those issues in mine, and I have passive income coming in. Next, we have plugins and APIs. So plugins are like making, again, vibe coded SaaS, but for specific platforms. So a plugin would be like creating a plugin for Shopify, or creating a plugin for WordPress. Because those have built-in shoppers and people and marketplaces specifically for those platforms, you get to make money passively because you kind of just build it, let it sit on the platform, and if it does well, people will keep using it and you'll get a monthly subscription from that. Same thing with APIs. APIs are people calling to your, I guess you can call it like a service, and based on how many times they call, you get paid. Along the lines of what we were talking about earlier with the daily newsletter, blogging sites, and even YouTube, you have affiliate marketing, which is just collecting a commission for any time you drive traffic to a sale or you cause a sale. So let's say you have an audience and a readership, and you recommend something from Amazon. Amazon will usually pay you 4% of whatever that thing is. So if you're selling if you recommend a $100 microphone or $100, cologne, you would be making $4 from that. So you do that over and over and over again daily, it starts to add up. Amongst millions of people, it starts to really add up. Same thing with selling digital products via social media. So digital products are something that is passive because you kind of make it once and it sells forever and ever. This is my main business. I sell digital products online, whether that's courses, whether that's vibe coded SaaS, whether that's information products, whatever it is. And I do that via YouTube and my daily newsletter. But that's another thing where you kind of just do the work once and then set and forget it, let the algorithm do its thing, and sales come in all the time on their own. The next one is going to be paywalled content subscriptions. So again, that's kind of like selling via shorts or via social media, short form content. Schmoly Schmans is like a really popular one, but it's just content that people want to access that they cannot access unless they pay. So again, with like the whole paid newsletter, that's essentially paywalled content, right? If you go to Vogue right now, Vogue.com, like, the fashion company, their latest articles are available for free. But if you want to go into any sort of archived article or an article that's like over a week old, you have to pay. You have to join a subscription. And that's how they make the vast majority of their money. Same thing with Forbes. And so it's a very common way media companies make money, is that they paywall their content. So again, that comes down to just all you have to do is keep posting, right? Keep posting, and you're going to build up an archive or of content that people are going to want to access because you already put in the work of making it. And then to give them access, they have to pay. And they pay a month, and then each month in order to keep accessing it. And then that's how you build your income. And then lastly, we have selling courses and digital products via marketplaces. So I think that this one is important because a lot of the time people are worrying about, well, how am I going to market my thing? Or how am I going to get this in front of people? Or how am I going to get other people interested in this? And so when you have a marketplace is like Etsy, a marketplace is like Udemy, a marketplace is like Coursera. It's just people already go there and or in search of something, and you just want whatever it is your something is that you build to surface to the top. So Apple's App Store is another great one. If you're going to vibe code SaaS, you can add it to the App Store, and the App Store will essentially market it for you because people are going there looking for apps, and hopefully your app is the best one and the best solution, and you make sure you get a lot of reviews so that it surfaces to the top. And then again, passive income. So these is 11 very viable, very tried and true ways to have passive income turn into like an actual living for you. And like I said, I combine a lot of these. I use my most efficient way is I use YouTube over here and social media in order and a daily newsletter. So those two things I use. And with that, I sell SaaS, I sell digital products, I sell paywall content, and I sell plugins and stuff. Oh, and I also sell on marketplaces. And then with all the money generated from both the AdSense from this, I also have paid ads. And then with all the money generated from these different streams, I also have music royalties. Okay, wow, I have a lot of these. With all the money that I make from these, I go into the bonus, which is a high yield savings account. So I use PieBank, and every month they are investing the money that I put or that I hold with them, and so they pay me a lump sum of money each and every month. So the money I'm making is growing and growing and growing and spiraling. And obviously, it's better to invest in the S&P 500, let it grow over time. But sometimes people aren't worried about what the money's going to be worth 10 years from now. They're thinking about making rent tomorrow or making, well, not tomorrow, next month. They're worried about building up their nest egg first. And so that's why a high yield savings account is like a great way to just multiply the money quickly. And then you can worry about investing in everything else for long-term growth and stuff. So this is just the systems I use. I just want to show you that it's absolutely possible. It's absolutely feasible. It's a real thing. Let me clear all these up right here. Whoops. And so don't believe all the naysayers. Like, this is a really real business. Like, Vogue has been around forever. Forbes has been around forever. BuzzFeed makes $180 million a year, and all they do is post content and have programmatic ads. I have ad blockers, you know what I mean? But they still make that much amount of money. So just keep posting, and then monetize it in all these different ways. And you'll find that you're not beholden to a job, and you're not beholden to worrying about being laid off or being mistreated by a manager or whatever it is that goes on at those workplaces nowadays. All right. Hopefully this was helpful. Check out all my courses I have available. I teach about passive income. Obviously, I'm an expert. DemiLocourses.com. And other than that, I will see you guys on the next video. Hopefully this was helpful, and I'm getting back in my groove of posting.